Constantine is DC. I knew it. I had a strong inkling that it was from DC, but I had to be sure. And if you couldn't tell by that, I'm going to be talking about NBC's Constantine, the upcoming series based on the Hellblazer character, originally created by Alan Moore and who else? Stephen R. Bissett. Okay, it's going to star Matt Ryan as the title character, Harold Perrineau, and some woman named Angelica Celaya. I hope that's how I'm saying her name. She's Spanish, as Zed Martin. Now, let me start this off by saying that I know next to nothing about the character of John Constantine. But in just kind of skimming the general information and looking at a few pictures, I will say this: Matt Ryan is a much better fit for the character than Keanu Reeves. I'm just going to say that right now. Matt Ryan, I think a lot of people can agree that he's a better actor than Keanu, and also he just looks more like the character. But I'm not here to compare this to the Keanu Reeves Constantine movie. I am here to talk about why I should be excited for this show, because on paper it just seems like, okay, this concept of this modern day fantasy, this modern day dark fantasy series is not really anything new. I mean, we've seen stories like this, both acclaimed and panned, for years. I mean, whether it be Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Mortal Instruments, Witchblade, anything like that, we have seen this concept before. So really, I'm interested to see what they are going to do to differentiate it, because it's basically John Constantine, this magician who is in the modern day trying to protect humanity from these supernatural forces that are threatening humanity at large. Okay, so it sounds a lot like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or at least in terms of the general description. So really, I think what is going to differentiate this, if they do it right, is the fact that it was created. The character was created by Alan Moore. Because Alan Moore, if you don't know, is responsible for Watchmen and V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta being, in my opinion, one of the greatest comic book movies ever made. So I think I understand that he did not write the script for that, but I think in terms of both staying faithful to the source material and and translating and taking certain liberties to translate it to the big screen, I think V for Vendetta is probably one of the most accomplished, and again, one of the most fascinating in terms of comic book movies. I mean, people talk about Marvel being ahead in terms of their movies, and it suffices to say that for the most part, DC has been unable, over the past decade or so, DC has been completely unable to bring any of their heroes to the big screen aside from Batman and Superman, which I don't really think that's entirely true, because that is true for the Justice League members, like Green Lantern and Wonder Woman. Pardon me. But for lesser known heroes like V, they have been brought to the big screen, and they've been brought to the big screen in a very accomplished way. So I think a lot of where this show might find success is in the area of whether or not they will stay faithful to Alan Moore and his style of writing, and not only Alan Moore but Stephen R. Bissett, and and really how close they stick to the source material, because the source material did not become popular for nothing. And I think they will need that differentiation to really separate it from, again, the rest of the mold of these modern day supernatural action shows. Blade is another one. So yeah, I'm more somewhat intrigued about this one than I am really excited, because like I said, this is ground, or at least conceptually, this is ground that has been well tread creatively. So really, it all comes down to just how far they're willing to go in terms of not only sticking close to the source material, but also in terms of how deep they can make the writing, because I think the writing will be a big part of whether this show sinks or swims. Obviously, I mean, what show can't you say that about? But I think it's like I said, they're going to need something very special to have this one separate itself from the mold, as it were. And if I'm not mistaken, they already have somewhat of a disadvantage in that area, because people might not watch it since the pilot was leaked online. The pilot starring or co-starring Lucy Griffiths, who it turns out is not going to appear in the show. Again, I know next to nothing about the character of John Constantine or the Hellblazer series as a whole. I just know that this series is developed by David Carone and David S. Goyer, who I don't like. I don't like David S. Goyer as a person, and I'm not too impressed with him as a writer. Ghost Rider 2, Man of Steel, the Blade sequels. I'm looking at you. But they like I said, I really have more of a wait and see attitude towards this one. I could really take it or leave it at this point, because like I said, it's I'm going in circles here. It's not exactly original. Not so much in terms of and I'm not just saying that because it's based on a comic book series. It's conceptually, again, this is ground that has been covered already many times before. Geez, what can't you say that about? But the concept almost seems cliched, as a matter of fact. So they're really going to have to work hard to do something new with it. And I think that that advantage that they need really lies in the source material by Alan Moore and Stephen Bissett. So yeah, Constantine, I really don't have much of an opinion either way. Maybe it'll be another NBC show that does not get enough views, like Hannibal. I'm sorry, I'm a broken record on this. Watch Hannibal now. And possibly watch Constantine, because honestly, it looks good. It looks good. It looks like they're really staying faithful to the source material. They don't really want to disappoint fans. They're not really looking to reinvent the character in any kind of drastic way. So hopefully the character and the Hellblazer series translate well to TV. Presumably they will, because presumably you can do like one story arc per episode, or something like that. I'm just thinking out loud here. It premieres in October, and again, it airs on NBC. So until then.